Good morning guys, welcome to Flory Models. Here we are on Friday the 23rd, get the date right today, of September 2016, and this has just turned up, which is highly appropriate because I need what's in here to do the review today, because to be honest I thought it was here yesterday and it wasn't. Anyway, we'll look at that in a minute. First of all, I want to talk about what I was up to last night. Steady. Okay, now what I actually did was some of this. Now you might remember me talking about on the yesterday's show about using this stuff, okay, which, okay, it's clear at the end of the day. We're going to do a full thing on it next week. A couple of people have already messaged me asking questions. It's literally just clear, which, let's face it, this is the old UK stuff. It does come in other flavours. I've got it around somewhere, which is the white milky one, but it's quite clear. The only thing is, it's just no different from any other clear gloss you've ever had, seen or done. Doesn't matter if it's Tamiya, if it's a, you know, the Goozy stuff or whatever. At the end of the day, it does the same thing, but this is clear. Okay, so I just used it just as a bit of a giggle, just to see what was going on, and we did a few things with it last night. Like, I reverse dipped, and when we call reverse dipped, what that means is that I dip the entire door, and then what I would technically do is mask off the inside bit, the glass bit, and then just give a flat coat. But because this is glossy everywhere, but you can see that's very nice. That worked lovely. We also did the entire back end of the said helicopter, looking very, very nice. Okay, so that all got another coat. But also, if you remember, we did the doors. So this is the inside of the doors, reverse dipped. So literally all I have is a pot, and I've still got it from last night, is there. We come in, I won't do it again obviously, but we dip it in and everything else. Now, to be honest, the reason I double dipped it and we went back in there afterwards is because it was full of overspray and I ended up having to sand it. This here, I don't know if you remember, but the bottom window, it's not crystal clear. That's the window we made. If you remember, we put PVA glue in there and a little bit of acetate just to make a window. Hey, it has worked. All right, it's not crystal clear, but let's face it, I didn't have one. So as you can see, but I think for generally it would just look like a dirty window. You can pretty much see through it, but I think also as it continues to dry, it might look a bit better. I might end up doing is giving it another dip. I think in fact, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be really brave and we'll try and do this one-handed whilst filming with you guys. But I'm just going to do the lower window. So if I can get this in here, all we do is come in, okay, and we dip the lower window. Okay, I'm just trying to get it to go through. Sorry you can't see quite as well. Okay, then we just knock off the drips. Sorry, it's doing this one-handed. Okay, just like that. And that has re-dipped that lower. What it is, it's all on the inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just be clever and just leave it over there like that. Okay, but we have done everything else down there. I haven't done that. I've got to do the black bit on the front there. Anyway, we're getting off track. So that was me working a little bit last night, a couple of hours. So down here you might notice we had that ruined window where I pushed it in, this side one. So I took it out and I dipped it, hopefully. There we go, crystal clear, because to be honest it was a mess. That is clear actually, look at that. That's very clear actually, isn't it? I'm impressed. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing with that one. And then I got carried away and I started dipping everything. You know what it's like, you know, off you go. And also I gave a coat to the rotors, so they're done as well. But this you can probably see, hopefully you can see, I know it's terrible camera for doing showing this type of stuff, but this has got more of a satin finish, and that's because I whack up the air pressure up to maximum, and then what I actually do is that I come about 2 foot away and spray it. If I'm doing gloss work, I'll be a lot closer, and that's how I did the nose, because obviously you want a satin effect on the front of the nose. So where I did everywhere is like nice and shiny. For the black bits, that's slightly different. I came in from a distance and you know, did it that way just for those areas, then I got close in to do the other bits all the way around it. Anyway, the other bit you're looking at, which is what we'll be doing in a moment, is this guy. So as you can see, we have him on his tracks and he is done, and it marries up and works. I haven't done the other side yet because I need to show you a bit about track fittings. As I said on last night's vlog, unfortunately I forgot to show you. But isn't that looking lovely and clean? That's like factory fresh, but we're soon going to ruin that. Okay, but we're not going to go totally over the top. As I said, I'm going to dry brush this completely, then we're going to give it a wash, okay, and then we're going to give it a little bit of filtering, and then we can do some rust streaking, not rust, but weather streaking, some rain marks, a little bit of dust, bit of pigment around the bottom and everything else like that. But I have to say it's looking very, very nice, no problems with it at all. And As mad as it's going to sound, it's probably my favourite bit of armour I've done. Just the kit, it went together so very, very nicely. It was no problem with it at all. And anything else. And you can see, look, that proves it's PVA. You see how it's fogged up down in there? I don't know if we can get this to show, but you see how it fogged up? And that's because it's PVA glue. So when it's wet, it goes white and milky and horrible. So hopefully that'll come back crystal clear. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyway, over to this. So in here should be, if I stand you guys there, make sure you can still see me. Right, so down in here, hopefully, will be what I was expecting that was in a box yesterday, which I thought it was, and it wasn't, which will make total sense in a minute when I show you. Because, to be honest, I came to it this morning, and I was like, oh, right, okay, I'll do the review. And then it's like, oh, no, I won't, because it's not in it. Okay, so, in here, we have a few little goodies. So, seems to be the new thing now. Don't do polystyrene chips, but they do all of this. Is that camera not liking that backlight? Sorry, it's when it gets the light behind. I'll tell you what, we'll move you. That's better. Over here, and then that way you should be okay. Stand there. There we go. Right, okay, so yeah, don't like cardboard anymore. So they do this giant paper stuff. I don't know. Anyway, right, okay, this is a present starting off with. This is for our very own Ron down here, who's been talking about these since Telford. We were on about it and everything else like that. So I've got him a set of those because he has got the tram, but he's always moaning how he never has anybody to sit in it. So there you go, Ron. This is a little present just for me as a thank you for coming and doing the shows with me and everything else like that. So you can have that when you're here next time. That's if you're watching this. But yeah, this is the German seated people for his tram, because he's been sitting on this tram, pun intended, for absolute ages. But he was saying he's not going to do it until he gets some figures. Hey, I've got the figures for you. Anyway, we've got that. That's weird because I forgot we'd actually. Okay, we'll do that in a moment. Okay, next up. This is one of those things, you know, when you watch a documentary or something on YouTube and you think, God, I'd always like to do that. And then I was flicking through some ordering and I saw this and thought, oh wow. So anyway, this is a truck with a, I don't know what they call it, we call it like an MRS, a multi-launch rocket system on the back. Okay, something like that, little tube one. But I just love the Russian trucks. I think they look really, really cool. They're just so heavy and big and chunky and like indestructible. And I thought one day, that's it. That's on my bucket list of kits to do now. Right, okay, so I thought these were on last week's order, but they weren't. ISO containers, 40-foot ISO containers. And I tell you what, that's really heavy. I don't know how many containers you actually get in here. I'm going to have a quick look because I just can. But I suppose it's all plastic. There's only one container, but that and half heavy. Okay, so we've got a 40-foot ISO container. And because obviously you have one, you have to have two. So we've got the 20-foot one as well. So reviews of those coming up, which won't take long. That is what we was expecting. So I'll show you that last. This is the 1 to 600 Boba Fett. They've all just been released and just come out, and I wasn't going to get any of the others, but because we're doing the thing with Boba Fett and we're going to be the live stream ones for Saturdays for the next couple of shows coming up, I just thought it would be a giggle to have something a little bit different. So yeah, so I bought one of those, like you do. Okay, now this is... Now these kits, to be honest, have been out of stock in the UK, and it is one of those things where they've been going for stupid money on eBay, and now it's going to kill everybody because it's been re-released in what I think is actually a pretty cool scheme as well. So I've got a couple of these in, and one of these is going to be a prize for next month as well. So if you want to win one of these, just log on to the Flory Models site within the next 30 days and you'll be entered into it. Okay, but we have got... These are back in stock. Okay, now these were out of stock for a long time in the UK. This is the single seat Eurofighter. So I'm hoping down in here you should be able to build all the different versions anyway, but it's still the single seat Typhoon. No problem with that as well. Now this is the beautiful one, the bronze one as they call it. For the Tiger meat, absolutely stunning on that. So I have bought a couple of these. One would be up for a review, and then the other one is going to be a prize in next month's prize draw and everything else like that. So we've got that up as well. So we've got both of those. So what I'm going to do is very shortly I'm going to review this kit because obviously it's going to be the prize, and I want you guys to know all about it. But if you don't overpay for everything, because I can imagine you might just need another set of decals. But looking down in here, it looks like you've got the RAF decals in here as well, so you're not going to have to worry too much. I don't know what is in here. I don't know if it says on the box. I don't want to open it before we do the review, that's the thing. It doesn't actually say, but I imagine it's going to have the RAF decals in there, and probably the other sort of NATO countries that have got the Typhoon as well. You might find them all in there. It'd be quite handy if it does. But I just thought, really striking. I saw this one got announced a couple of months ago, and I thought it's coming. But you look on eBay, and some of the prices they go for a single seat Typhoon, absolute stupid. So anyway, that goes complete to my set, because I've also got the two-seater, but we've already done one, which is right behind you. So if you want to do a nice one, I do have to highly recommend that bad boy there. I don't think the camera's going to cut in. Come on, camera. No, it hates it. Nice silhouette though. Okay, so there we go. That's it. So what I'm going to do now is start on that bad boy back there. We're going to get going on that one, get that one sorted out, weathered up. Don't know if I'm going to totally finish it today because I have got to do the review. And to be honest, the reason I'm a little bit later with you guys is because I wanted to make sure that these bits came in and everything else like that before we got going on new delivery, because he always gets here at 10 o'clock anyway. So that was good. So anyway, time to get on. So I'm going to clear the decks, get this all sorted, and then we can actually get on with weathering and sorting out the tank. Okay, so busy morning so far. To be honest, we've done a little bit on the Chieftain, which we'll have a look at the moment. We've done the review for that Typhoon. That's edited and possibly is up already, okay? The time now is coming up for about 20 past 1. But I'm really, really happy of what we're doing. We've done something completely different on this build, and something I've wanted to show for a while, and I know Steve uses it a lot, but what we've actually done is use the clay wash as a filter wash. Now, the thing is about using the clay wash as a filter wash, it's not enamel, don't forget, this is clay, so you need a medium to sort of break it down. So what we've actually done, we're using airbrush cleaner. So this is acrylic airbrush cleaner, and to be honest, what we've got just down in here is we've actually got the normal airbrush cleaner, straightforward, no problem at all. We've got the dark dirt wash, which is what is over here now, and we're going to come in with grime, and hopefully you can see, as I say, I'm not sure how well this is all going to work, but it's griming up very nicely. Okay, now I don't know, come on camera, you can see we've put in little rain marks and everything else like that, and that took 2 minutes. That's the great thing. Versus if I put the turret on, you can probably see the difference in the colouring. How we've knocked this back. It's got a slight bit of grime to it now. It's all drying back and everything else like that. But when you put the two together, you can see just the difference between the white and what we've done down here. It is a world apart. Okay, and that is purely because we put in these sort of rain effects. In fact, let me just try and zoom you in. I don't know how well this will zoom in. So there we go. We've got that little bit of streaking going down in there, and all the little bits running together as we've done this one. So I don't want to handle it too much. Okay, we get the camera to lock in and say little tiny bits of streaking, little bits in there, nothing massive. Okay, and on that front edge, just to give it weathering, and that's all it is. Dark dirt wash right the way over it, thinned, probably 1/3. This guy has not been done yet, that guy has been done. You can see that sort of difference in colour, and immediately when you sort of come away from it, I'll get this to zoom out, 1.1, 1.2, there we go. You can see, or hopefully you can see, the difference. It's like night and day. It gives this automatically now, it's got a little bit of depth to it. It looks a little bit more real. Doesn't look as toyish and plasticky. As say, the turret hasn't been done, but when you put the two together, you can see the difference quite a lot. This has got that sort of, the only way I can describe it is magnolia look. It's like a magnolia look to it, which is in all the photos, which was something I was going for. Now we are going to come in and do the lower wheels. We've done them already, but we're going to pop in there in a moment and we're going to put some grime down in there, neat to dirty it up. We're also going to put it on these lower panels, probably up to that line as it runs naturally along there on the front and a little bit around the back. And we've got to do the turret. Afterwards, we're going to come in with enamel washes for pinning. Okay, so I'm literally going to touch those, let them go around things like these handles down the side, around hatches, you know, latches and all the bits and pieces literally in. But how quick and easy is that, just to grab some of this stuff and chuck it over it again, is worked an absolute treat. So I'm having a good run with this one, and then hopefully by the time I join you this afternoon, we should absolutely be fine. We'll have something halfway there. I don't think I'm going to have it completed today, because I said it needs more time and a little bit more refinement, but definitely I'm planning on finishing it over the weekend, so that'll be a nice start for next week. So there we go, guys. That's it for now. I'll join you all in tonight's news show. So really busy day today, and yes, I've basically completed working on the Chieftain. Used quite a lot of the old Flory Models products, if I'm honest. We've just gone in there with clay washes, but we've been thinning it down with a little bit of airbrush cleaner to give it a more muted look and a bit more sort of, you know, sort of finer details with it. But generally, very happy how it's come out. I'm hoping that front's dry. If you watch the video, you'll know why. But yes, so the front end is all dry now. But really happy generally going around how we've done this one and all the bits and pieces on it. The track's all on as well, which looks absolutely fantastic. I love the metal tracks. Not only does they look good, they feel good, they work, which is even better, but also it just gives it weight and it just makes the model feel a little bit more beefy and everything else like that. But generally going around it and everything else, I've really enjoyed it. Certainly doing the weathering. Not complete, not quite exactly as far as I'd want it to be, but I think Monday I'm going to have a day of finishing off. So on Monday we're going to be finishing off the SU27. We'll be doing that live in the morning. If we say 10 o'clock, meet 10 o'clock guys, I should be done by 10 o'clock. We can all get together for a couple of hours till midday and I'll finish that one off with you. And then in the afternoon, what I'm going to do is probably put the finishing touches to this guy, which will just be things like, I say, we've got to do the periscopes on that one, got to be done. The lights have got to go on, and a few little metal bits, the tow cables, things like that. And it'll really finish this one off. So by end of Monday, that'll be done. So it'll be a thing of finishing everything off. On Monday, obviously we'd have this guy done as well. I hope you can quite see it, if it's quite in shot just a little bit. Let me bring him out of here. Me and Steve are going to be working with this one with you tomorrow morning. Okay, so if you're around, Saturday morning live will be on at 9 o'clock in the morning to around about midday. Sometimes we go along a little bit longer. The plan is to have this guy finished. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, because obviously it needs decaling and a few little bits and pieces put onto this one. But as you know, obviously from earlier, I've done all the glass work today. I might do a little bit more onto it tonight to get it up so we are finished. If not, it'll just be a case of finishing touches again on Monday. I might do that one with you live as well, or perhaps we could even do it on Tuesday with me and Steve and just finish these off live as we're doing Tuesday Q&A, literally just to get these all finished, because I do want these all out of the way and then we can start on the new kit. So the new one will be starting with this great big thing. So this is the Hy-Vee Gundam, the Vagar kit. Fantastic. This is the 1-to-100, the master grade one. It is a brute and a bruiser. Now, I have never built one of these before. I've done loads of Bandai, and we know it all going to go fantastic and be beautiful, but I intend to not do it in this scheme. I intend to do this one in something a little bit different, just something I've had my eye on for a while. You know me, I never want to sort of follow the sort of pattern. So I'm going to be doing mine in something different, but it's going to take us a couple of episodes, I think, to really get this one together. So I'll be starting on that probably Tuesday, if not Wednesday. We'll be into this one on par, pushing through. I know a lot of you have been looking forward to that one, so I can't wait. Up with you today, we've got this guy. So this came in today, actually, as you know from earlier, but this is up with you. It's a great kit. We've built it. It was actually, I did double check. We did it 9 years ago. We actually did that as a video build, and it's in a tiny little square. I think it's like 360 pixel. It's what it was back then. That's what we could do. But it was 9 years ago. In the early days, it was the 5th build we did with Flory Models as well. So just shows how many years ago that was. Okay, but it was our 5th build. But it is here. It's been reboxed and everything else. A little bit disappointing. You don't get the RAF or the Luftwaffe markings or any other country markings. You just get the bronze Tiger one, and that is it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic decal sheet and it's fantastic markings. It's just, I would have, if they just put in another sheet with the other ones in there, it would have been a perfect kit, really, because it gave you the option. You can do it in this one or you can not. But as I say, it's a rebranding exercise. So they've brought this one back out. Everybody's after this kit, let's face it, and now it's available. So you are going to have to go down aftermarket decals for whichever country you want to do it in. And let's face it, there's lots of operators of this aircraft now. And you can obviously upgrade it. You can put in the other pylons into it. You can put the pirate sight onto it to make it whichever version you want to do as well, because it is all available in the kit. But it's nice to see it now. So we have got the single seat. The 2-seat has been out for a while now, and I've got both kits. This particular kit, or not this actual one, you can have the brand new one that I haven't touched, will be up as a prize for next month as well. So if you want to actually be entered into the prize draw, we'll draw it live on the Tuesday night live, first Tuesday of the month. All you got to do is log into Flory Models. It's as simple as that, and I'll send it anywhere in the world where it needs to go, as long as some other goodies as well that we got this month. So there we go. If you want to enter, join into that one. Right, now it's time to have a look around the forum. Hello guys, welcome to the forum. Okay, so quite a bit's been happening. First of all, we can catch up with Flo. Now, we haven't seen Flo for a little while. She got a little bit held up, but now she is back on form now. If I go back a little bit, because she has been around with Gregory. Let me just pop back. Yeah, Flo went missing for a while. Love that. That was brilliant. Anyway, Flo safely returned. I don't know if we've seen this once with Greg and that, but generally Greg has been out and about and having a fantastic time, definitely at the Harley thing. Bear after my own heart, as you can tell. So there's our Flo. Look at the paintwork on that. As I say, that's the thing with Harleys. You look at these different type of things and the wraps and all the things like that. Fantastic. Beautiful. Nicely done. Down at Deadwood as well with the guys. Fantastic. As you can see, the Full Throttle Saloon. Absolutely fantastic. And then, obviously, she couldn't have gone to America without actually going to the Mount Rushmore. As you can see, beautiful there. Obviously, that's Liz. Thank you, Liz, for looking after Flo so well. And there we go. There's Flo. Beautiful shot as well. That's probably the most sort of iconic shot we could have got of Flo on a world travel. So absolutely fantastic. As you can see, been working our way around. It's like a giant museum visit doing all of this. This is fantastic. So as you can see, working its way around. A little bit of history for you. And Bear with Bears, which isn't Flo's first encounter. As anyone knows, when I took her to Alaska, we were with wild grizzlies. Literally very lucky to see those. So it's nice to see her there with some black bears there. Fantastic. Oh, there's a grizzly. Saw one of those in the wild. Definitely. Thank you very much. So say Flo is now off on her way to different travels now. If we can just keep her moving, that would be absolutely fantastic, guys, because as I say, when she gets caught up and sort of slowed, it's a bit of a stall to get her moving again and everything else. So if we can keep her moving, I'm more than happy to keep her going all the way round. Don't forget, guys, the video builds. Some of you saying you still don't know where to find it. I will make it easier, and I am going to streamline the site. Probably we've got a bit of time next week. I'm making sure everything's up to date so you know what is happening. The live videos and stuff like that does tend to be in here. So obviously we have part 4. The flanker up this week for the one-day build. This is where it'll be, okay? So you can go in there and watch it live. You can ask me all the questions and the bits and pieces down in there like that. Now, the thing I will point out, a lot of people have said about having the live chat as we're running and all the rest of it. It's very difficult to keep up with questions when they're in a general chat feed coming through. By the forum, we can take them one after the other and make our way through. It just makes things a lot easier. But all the live video builds and things like that, they are all going to be in this actual section. Okay, so that makes that nice and straightforward. Then you've got the usual thing. So you've got the Tuesday Q&A for me and Steve in the afternoon. Saturday morning live. So obviously this Saturday, tomorrow, you can join us in here. This is the archive section as well. So you've got all the archives down there in the back, okay, which are up in there. But this is for this week's. So we put this up yesterday. So we've got some questions coming in there already. That would be absolutely fantastic. And me and Steve will make our way through those tomorrow morning with you, okay. And then obviously going back again, if we just pop back, you can see on there the monthly one, which is like going to be a couple of weeks time, 2 weeks time. We'll be with you live on a Tuesday night. You can see down in there questions for the team, usual thing, your work, and everything goes down in there. All right, and then moving down, we can come down to various things that are going at the moment. So the Big in Japan one, that's going on absolutely fantastic, as we can see. So we've got 207 on the go there, 42 completed. That's coming along, turning into a fantastic group build. So make sure you get your entries in and completed. You've still got quite a bit of time. We've got till the 18th of December before that one's going to finish, just in time for Christmas. Then we've got this one down here, 15th of October. I must admit, I am almost done with mine, because obviously I've got the Chieftain down there for that one. So we've got a couple more weeks left in there. So you've got what, 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks to get your entries finished and into that one. All right, so that one's going to finish up. And then the new one that started obviously this month is the Meet My Metal, which is basically natural metal finishes, or most of it natural metal finishes down in there. So we've got 36 on the go. We've got 3 completed. Let's have a look at see who's completed. We've got Mark has done a lovely P51. And it just goes to show the 70-second stuff. I've been working on it recently. They are great kits. Nice metal finish on there. Lovely job. Nice clean photos as well, which is obviously what we like to see. Very nicely done. Okay, and then also we've got an F100 by Grant. Lovely job on that. I've built this kit as well. It's lovely, these 170 seconds making their way onto the site again. I'm sure a lot of you were sort of, oh, I can't put a 70-second stuff up. Of course you can. Pop them up. I'm working on my 70-second stuff at the moment and absolutely falling in love with that side of the hobby again. So it's great to see your aircraft coming along. And as I said, very nicely done with the Norwegian markings. Sorry, Danish markings. Oh God, that's it. I'm going to get shot now for saying that. And another one from Grant again. This one's 72nd as well. US markings, I can get that right. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Seeing the different tones and panels and hues you can get with natural metal finishes as well. Very nicely done. And it's quite nice taking them in daylight metal finishes. I just find they work a lot better. Okay, as long as it's not too bright. Don't take the midday sun, because otherwise they really do go. But late afternoon is always a good one. Okay, so very nice job on that one. That's looking fantastic. And whilst we're here, we just have a pop in to the metal ones, the recent ones that have been finished ones. So this is all British tanks basically and stuff like that. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a great Matilda down there, just done like that. Nice to see with the desertized version, with the dust and the grime and everything else down in that one. That's a very nice build there. Come on, keep going. Okay, so well done for that one, Brian. And we've got this one down here again, little small stuff. Just goes to show it doesn't have to be over the top. So Peter's done here. This is the Airfix Armour Command vehicle, the Dorchester, on a nice little diorama. Very nice, as you can see. Again, just showing how much work and detail you can get out of 1/72 stuff. Don't think that it's just like the kid's child. You can see there, 20p coin there, just shows it's not very big at all. So definitely having a look. What else we got down here? Nice Charlie, nicely done. This is the 35th scale Tamiya Mark III Charlie. Very nicely done. Beautiful work on that. Again, it's getting all the little details right, and the flick ups and the dirt and the muds and the clays, everything else. Well done there, Flint. Very nice. Okay, and go on, one more. So Keith, got a Warrior. Sorry, I've already looked. That's why it jumps. Okay, this is the Airfix 1/48 one. Again, not a scale we're used to seeing. Nice use of the washes and the various things, giving that nice little grime and tone across the top. Nicely done with the old birdcage armour on it. Lovely job. Nice to see these different scales. All too often we've got sort of, yeah, that standard thing. Lovely work there, Keith. Of just doing like 48th aircraft, 35th scale armour. It's really nice to see we're seeing some other bits and pieces down here as well. Okay, and we just pick up, Cliff has done a Scorpion, because we don't see many of them. Okay, again, really nice job. Very nicely done. Nice to see some of the different British armoured stuff. Nice job with the ropes as well. Nice tow rope. Again, nice with the rust underneath the actual heat guard. Down there coming off on the exhaust. Beautifully done. Very nicely done indeed. Okay. So anyway, you got quite a bit of time left on that one. Sorry, that one finishes on the 15th, but the Meet My Metal one, basically the aircraft one, you got until 24th of December. All of the group builds, as you might imagine, are going to finish in time for the new year. Okay, so they're all going to be done just in front of Christmas, and then we'll come into the new year, and obviously we've got the new group builds and the new SIGs, which obviously me and the guys will talk about probably this weekend. We're going to get together on Skype, so we'll go through it and knock out, and obviously get you guys so you know what to get going for Christmas and to get your orders in and everything else like that. So there we go. That's about it for Dan here in the forum today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your various kind comments and things like that about the forum and the guys and the team and everything else like that. Always much appreciated. Remember, just a couple little things. Your signature strips, make sure you keep those neat and tidy, guys. Don't let them overrun, I must say that, because otherwise they tend to get bogged down, and it just annoys the hell out of people when they have to scroll too much. So if you can keep those down to a nice length, that would be absolutely fantastic. So it's nice to see Flo back on track. I must admit, we were worried. In fact, we weren't worried. We were absolutely terrified that she'd gone missing, because she's done thousands of miles with me over the last couple of years, because I tend to take her with me as well for various things. She was with us when we did Alaska and Hawaii and LA and all the bits and pieces like that. She was also with us when we did Vegas and all the things around Nellis. So if we'd lost her, it would have been a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, she is back. She's back on track. Thank you, guys. If we can keep her moving, that would be absolutely fantastic. Great work on the group builds and the SIGs as well. They're coming along really, really nicely and everything else like that. So that's about it from me. Another hugely busy week working through with everything. Don't forget, join us 9 o'clock tomorrow morning with me and Steve. We're here for Saturday Morning Live, so grab yourself a coffee, or if you're in Australia, New Zealand, grab yourself your cocoa, and you can join us for some giggles and laughs and all the bits and pieces. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be pretty close to finishing off the actual dolphins and getting those done. Next up for that one will be Slave 1. We're going to be doing a thing with Bandai, and we're going to be working on, obviously, Slave 1, Boba Fett, things like that. Is going to be our next build as we make our way through for Saturday Morning Live builds. So that's about it. Just going to leave you now with your great work from this week's gallery entries. Thank you very much for joining me this week. Happy modelling, take care, and I'll catch you at 9 o'clock bright and early in the morning for Saturday Morning Live.
Calling you over, my head on your shoulder. Familiar faces prolong the embraces. We were always on for the breakaway, but we're nearing chances to wait.